Okay, we're recording this video on Saturday, the 6th of April 2024, just gone 10:23 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend and time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. Do hope you had a good week's trading. We had one of those weeks where there was so much going on so many different markets. As usual, we're going to talk about the E-mini first and then go through the 15 futures markets. But I just want to show you this chart first. This is a daily range indicator of the E-mini. And this was Thursday's activity. We had 114 points of range top to bottom during the day session of the E-mini, and we haven't seen range like that, which was just over 2% of the value of the S&P for almost 2 years. So if I bunch up this chart, you can see that reading there we haven't seen since the beginning of 2023, that reading, so it's pretty interesting. Good trading, fast trading. And then on Friday, what did we bounce back? Not all the way, but we bounced back a bunch of that down day. So the question is, what is going on? Are we in a downtrend? Is the market going to continue to sell off? Are we going to hold? I'll show you my charts and explain my thinking about what's going on at the moment. We'll start, as usual, with the daily chart of the E-mini, and I've just added in an extra chart here. So on the right hand side we've got at ES.D, in the middle at ES.D, on the left at ES. So this is the day session only data, and this is the day and night session. Usually on minute or daily charts I'm just using the day session of the data, and I've explained that ad infinitum on previous videos. But what I want to show you is this Rambo pattern on the at ES chart. So we can see on the at ES.D, so the day session only, this last week we were poking up to those highs with amateur bars, and I said watch out, this is amateur bars pushing to the highs, a little bit lack of volume, lack of conviction, amateurs getting wrong-footed. And when we look at it on a day and night session, it actually popped up with a Rambo pattern there right at those highs. That's important. We had a little bit of a sell-off. The lows of the amateur sequence leading up to the Rambo pattern are important, like here, and we broke that with Wednesday into Thursday's trade, and we've come back up into that range. But the reason why we had a little bit of a sell-off this week is because the move was being led by the amateurs, low average trade size, low total volume, low conviction to the highs, and professionals just use it as an opportunity to push it down, scare people out, get in at better prices and so on. Remember, the background is in red. Again, I've been saying this video after video after video. The background is in red, which means we're in a confirmed uptrend on the daily chart. This isn't going to be over until we see blue professional up bars showing that the professionals are taking profits on new highs. And we need people to get super excited. And there's too much, at the moment, there's just too much negativity around saying, oh, this is the top, this is the top. But remember, we are through resistance on the low and the intermediate time frame on the daily chart of the E-mini. So we're through the low, we put in a little pullback to end of trend, we had a little bit of congestion at that point, and then we just busted up through it again. So we've got to go make another pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame, and then after that we've got to put in a pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame. So there's a long way to go until we put those patterns in. So confirmed uptrend on the daily chart. Look for those blue professional up bars, and we've only sold off this week because we had a lack of conviction being led by the amateurs. 135-minute chart. Here we're just using at ES.D on both these charts side by side. Again, background in red. We're in an uptrend. We've got a trailing stop here, yes, based on those blue professional bars a while ago, but we've not seen blue professional up bars. We could have a little bit of sell-off until we have blue professional bars step in at the lows to hold us at some point here, and then we rally from there. But at the moment, nothing really happening on the 135-minute chart. 45-minute chart. Here we can see a little bit of blue professional bars stepping in after the sell-off on Thursday that came in on Friday. We've got the background is in black at the moment, so we're in a dark region because we've not busted back above resistances on the 45-minute chart. So those resistances look like they're going to come together sometime this week. You can see on the low and the intermediate they're coming up to plus 100. They'll cross, and that'll be a resistance, timing for a resistance on the 45-minute chart, from which we'll have a little bit of weakness, and then if we get back through that resistance line, that'll punch us up into an uptrend the bars will turn red, and then we're above the trailing stop on better priam here, and the background will show red because both in terms of price and volume we're in an uptrend, but it hasn't happened yet. And on these bars on the 45-minute chart, the white, which means in terms of price we're in a downtrend, so we're just going through some weakness until we find the area where we hold. Here on this time frame, yep, pullback to end of trend, could sync up with cyclical support on the highest time frame, but you can see that here the lines are parallel at the moment, so they've got to come together or come down, go to minus 100 cross before this thing is over. So we've got a little bit of time to run before that happens on the 45-minute chart. 15-minute chart, here we've added the vertical solid yellow lines which mark the beginning and the ends of the week. This was the sell-off that we had. We had exhaustion buy at the highs Monday, Tuesday, and then we dropped off. And on Thursday, Friday, you can see we made a V reversal here. Blue professional bars coming at 5,200, 100, 120 points below the high here. V reversal, and it's trying to break back up into a confirmed uptrend. Still, the trailing stop is a ways away, so we're going to have to find resistances and play back down and test into those lows. In terms of exhaustion patterns and momentum, we had this exhaustion buy at these highs here with very high readings. We've not seen anything like that on the lows, so we're still weak on the 15-minute chart until we test into that 5,200 level, maybe put in an exhaustion pattern there. And then, as usual, the tick bar chart, the 13,500 tick bar chart, shows this move just beautifully. I'm going to show it to you on the volume chart first of all here. Into these highs on Friday, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, blue professional up bars into those highs, and then with Sunday night into Monday's activity, bang, blue professional bars right at those highs, 5,333, bang, taking profits. We sell off. We sell off with the Rambo patterns here, so the move's being led by the amateurs. Eventually it catches, and we trade back up into more Rambo patterns. Again, this I call the Rambo to Rambo channel. So the amateurs here driving the move, it's a little bit suspect. They get wrong-footed. It goes the other way into more amateur up bars, and they're being wrong-footed here as well. They're thinking the market's going to break out above this level here, so they're jumping in here. They've been wrong here, they get wrong here, and we come down again to the bottom, Rambo patterns again. So we've got a Rambo to Rambo to Rambo channels, 1 to 2 to 3 down here. No blue professional bars, apart from those blue professional bars at the beginning of Sunday into Monday night, nothing like that throughout this move. They were getting short, they'd taken their profits up here, and these moves backwards and forwards just being driven by amateur activity, getting overexcited at both sides of the boat, at the lows, at the highs, at the lows down here. And so where does this go? We've got our exhaustion pattern here, we've got to mirror it on the downside, so we're going to see that type of read on the downside down here, and blue professional bars coming in because the trailing stop is still stuck up here at those highs. So we've got to go see exhaustion sell and blue professional down bars before this move is over. So we're in a downtrend on the tick bar chart. This was a down move, this was a retracement move in the dark, another down move, another retracement in the dark, and so we're waiting for confirmation to trade down. When is that likely to happen? I think kind of early in the week, because what's happening here on the better sine wave chart, and here you can see it was a beautiful pattern up here. We have two little end of trends syncing up together. That is pullback to end of trend on the highest time frame there, syncing up with a little pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame with a cyclical resistance of the intermediate time frame. So that's a triple. Up here with exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, we break into our downtrend, we bounce off our cyclical support in the highest time frame. This is another triple going on here. This is perfect here. Resistance on the highest time frame, syncing up with pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame, and syncing up with pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame. So high probability bounce there at that point. We had Rambo patterns into that move, bang, at that point there, and we sold off, again, bouncing off cyclical support on the highest time frame. And we're coming into cyclical support on the highest time frame here. You can see these thick lines coming together with a little pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame and resistance, cyclical resistance on the intermediate time frame. So that's going to be another triple pattern similar to this at some point, and we'll go back and test into 5,200 here and see if we get blue professional down bars into those lows and an exhaustion pattern there. So that's what I'm looking for next on the E-mini. I thought at the end of last week, with last weekend's video, I was saying watch out, trouble in paradise. And next we're going to talk about the tick bar charts for each of the 15 futures markets, and I'm super keen on the Forex markets at the moment. And I'm just going to pull up, instead of these tick bar charts, I'm going to pull up a couple of the daily charts. and see if there are patterns that we can look at here that are kind of more interesting on a higher time frame. Let's go through the Euro chart first. I call these the daily charts, but we've got 3 bars per day session of the Euro futures, 460-minute bars there, and the daily chart of the Euro kind of side by side. So look back at the Euro in terms of trading over the last year and a half. It's not really gone anywhere. We've been trading into the highs above 112, 114, and then into the lows at 106 down here. We're stuck in a little bit of a range, bouncing off resistance on the highest time frame, bouncing off support on the highest time frame down here, and we put in a resistance on the highest time frame at 110. And I'm wondering if we're going to bust through that on the Euro chart and really get this thing going, having a really decent move, trending move on the Euro. I put out other videos during this year hoping that that was the case. I've been looking for a big move in the Forex charts, and it's not really happened yet. But on the 460-minute chart here, you can see we've got resistance on the highest time frame there, and with Thursday into Friday's activity, we sold off and bounced pretty hard here at the end of Friday. And we just need to get through 109. We've got our big things happen at triples signals gone off, because all of these we're trying to find supports and breaks into uptrends on the 460-minute chart here and on the daily chart at that point. If we get above 110, 109 first and then 110, that would be a really big move. So on the Euro, I'm wondering if we're going to do something like that. On the British pound, similarly, the British pound is being stubborn and holding above 125 at this point here. Here on the British pound chart, you can see that the big pro bars came in here October, November last year, big pros down at these lows and held that area. And we've come back into more big pro bars here with the trailing stop, and we're finding support at 128.25 here. And there's that again, that last bar on Friday's activity at the British pound was pretty good, and it happened to be Exhaustion Sell. I know the background's in grey at that point here on the daily chart of the British pound, but if we get above 27.28, this will bust us into a nice move on British pound. And lastly, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar down here on the 460-minute chart here, October, November again. Big pro bars here, the blue bars. Regular blue bars are just showing professional activity. When the background's in blue as well, with the new version of the indicators coming out very soon, that shows big pro activity. So that's extra high average trade size, and it's actually the same time that we had that on the daily chart as well. So that's super significant. We ran into trouble with the Rambo patterns up here and sold off subsequently, but then you can see on this dip the blue professional bars step in here. We didn't have any blue professional bars up here taking profits, and we've stubbornly held that area for basically the whole of the year. So 65 area is really important. Again, nice little strong reversal on last bar on Friday, and I'm wondering if this is all going to kick off in the next week and we start having really nice moves on the Forex charts, trending moves that we haven't had in a while. So let's go back to the tip bar charts at the moment and just show you what's going on here. The 500 tip bar chart of the Euro, we've broken into a confirmed uptrend here, the background in red. You can see our nice confirmation signals here on better sine wave and better pro am have both gone off at the same time, and we're looking like we're having a little bit of a move up to maybe 109. We've got trouble with big pro bars here at 109 on the 1500 tip bar chart at this point here, but we've sold off with Rambo patterns at that point. We're bouncing off there. So let's see if this continues to continue breaking higher, or it just peters out under 109 and then reverses and goes the other way. But on this lowest time frame here, we're in an uptrend on the Euro. British pound, same thing, uptrend. A whole bunch of blue professional bars came in Thursday, Friday's activity here. Big pro bars because the background's in blue, and we bounced off there. We knew down here at 125 was an important level, Exhaustion Sell, bullish divergence. We get confirmed signal on both better pro-am and better sine wave here on this higher time frame, 750 tip bar chart. We just ran into trouble here, sold off with Thursday's activity where this followed the equities market, and it's held with quite a lot of blue professional bars stepping in at those lows. I'm long British pound at the moment, and I'm hoping 126 will hold. We'll come up through 126.8 and bust up to 127, and really having a strong move in the Forex markets. Aussie dollar, we've bounced off Rambo patterns here, sold off pretty hard. Background's in grey, we've got blue professional bars coming in here. So the Aussie dollar may be trying to hold in terms of cyclical patterns going on here, but we need to bust up through the 66 level really to get this move going. It's Aussie dollar, last Forex chart, Japanese yen down here, just finding it difficult to go anywhere. We broke into an uptrend, the background's in black at the moment, so showing that we ran out of puff with Rambo patterns up here at 67 on the Japanese yen, come back down. So nothing much going on in terms of signals unless we break through here. Continuation of the downtrend on Japanese yen. Now 10-year notes sold off super hard, and we're definitely in a downtrend on 10-year notes with this week's activity. You can see the bars are white here. We bounced off triple cyclical patterns here, bang, blue professional bars selling it down super hard. The background's in grey, the background's in grey here, no blue professional bars in sight. The last ones were on this little rise. Thursday's activity has just fallen out of bed since then. We're sitting at these lows, likely to bust through those pretty hard on this week's trade. The gold has been rocketing higher, but could be finding a little bit of trouble at these highs. So it busted out, we found support down here, busted up into an uptrend. Big things happen at triples. You either bounce or you break, and we broke through here into a strong uptrend, and we put in a pullback to end of trend on the highest time frame here. So cyclically, we overcooked a little bit on gold at that point on the 2250 chart. If I go to the better pro-am here, you can see how this whole move started off. Let me just go back a few bars to show you the big pros stepping in at those lows. And there they are. Exhaustion Sell, blue professional bars. The background's in blue as well, so we know that's extra high. Average trade size. Big pros step in here. We test again. Keeps on breaking higher. And those professionals that were getting in there at that exhaustion sell are now getting out at exhaustion buy. Background's in blue. So for the time being, it looks like those professionals on that move have taken their profits up here at 23.50 on gold. Silver still looks like it's running a little bit on this 750 chart here. We're still putting in a pullback to end of trend, so it's still got a little bit of time to run. Silver started the move a little bit later, so you can see back here there's the big pro blue professional bars coming at that point there, and they've not come out at the moment. So we've got no blue professional bars yet on silver taking profits there, so that's good. And what have we got? Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the lowest time frame breaking into confirmed uptrend here, which is good, and confirmed uptrend here as well. 69,400 with this weekend's trade going on here. So we're busting above a triple here, which is good. So that's interesting. Yes, we have blue professional bars here, but they were maybe getting the move going at that point. And we've got to get back up through 71, 72s. We didn't have blue professional bars up here or up here at these highs. We had them on the dip here, and they might be buying that breakout. So let's see if we get a continuation through 70 on Bitcoin. Crude also had a super good week this week. Backgrounds in red, still confirmed uptrend. Starting to have a little bit of profit taking here with the blue professional bars. The background in blue as well, so big pro bars up here, taking profits on crude. Natural gas, we've basically been bouncing off Rambo patterns this week. So those highs, Rambo patterns, those lows, Rambo patterns. Not a whole bunch of blue professional bars coming in here yet. And copper, yes, talked about this last week, looking for copper to break up here. So we had blue professional bars coming at those lows with the background in blue as well, just there. We took off to the upside, and they also bought this breakout above 415 at that point there. No blue professional bars at the highs, no exhaustion buy there. More blue professional bars coming in here. But let's see if we continue to break higher above 426 or so on copper. Corn downtrend. Blue professional bars taking profits. We sold off into exhaustion sell, but no blue professional bars coming yet. We haven't trailed the stop down on corn. Soybeans, a little bit of strength at the moment, which is good. The background's in red. So let's see if that continues to break higher this week on soybeans. and wheat. A little bit mixed on wheat. We've got blue professional bars, exhaustion buy, background in blue, so taking profits up here, and we've weakened from there. So maybe wheat is going to roll over. We've got confirmed downtrend here at the moment on the 200 tip bar chart, and confirmed downtrend on the 600 tip bar chart at the moment. So let's see if we drop through these supports into a proper downtrend on wheat. So there we go, quite a few charts gone through in this video. Hope your trading is going well. I'll be interested to see if those Forex markets break out this week. That'll be really good. We've had some nice moves, gold, silver, crude, copper, and so on over the last couple of weeks, and meanwhile the Forex market's been doing nothing for a while. So I'm just wondering if we're going to have a nice move, consolidation in those other trending markets where they just settle for a little bit, and then we get a nice move this week in Forex. But let's see, we'll find out on Monday if we get continuation of those strong bars that we saw on Friday. So there we go, hope your trading is going well and looking forward to next week's trade.